knows, and we're about to kick things off for Out There One and All. So here we go. Okay, that looks like that's not going to work. Okay, cool. But it looks like, I will double check this, but for the first time ever, I do believe we might be adding a stream to Instagram as we do this, but I will double check that in a moment. But just in case, we're here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, if nothing else, to do another awesome Tuesday night live stream interview. We have been joined by Nikki as always. So say hi, Nikki.
Hi. I'm excited. Woo! Yeah, represent.
Cool. And we've been joined, of course, by the awesome boys in Dangerous Curves. How are we, gentlemen?
Yeah, good. How you doing?
Good, yeah.
Good. We're all good here. So in the description for this, you're going to find, whether you're watching live now or tuning in later on via audio or video, whatever your platform is, then just hit the links. There's a whole bunch of links in the description or the post for this one. And get involved in the conversation as we go along. If you got a comment, then put it in and we'll see how we can drag it into the chat as we go along. But without any further ado, on to the usual routine. Nikki, I'm handing it over to you.
Whoa, watch out, boys. You're in fucking trouble tonight. I love you guys. And I'll give you a little teaser for later in this interview. There are confessions coming out. So you're on notice, all right? Just going to put that out there just to get you nice and comfortable. So when these guys first signed in, they were kind of zoomed in, and I thought they were in the back of a shaggin' wagon. All I could see was these dudes huddled in a dark space with a leopard behind them. And I thought, if that's not Dangerous Curves, I don't know what fucking is. For the people at home, just in case they're not across you guys in your awesomeness, in alphabetical order of your first name, right? So your first name, alphabetical order, that means Cam will be going first. Yeah. Can you tell us who you are in the band, what you do? Tell us about yourselves.
No worries. My name's Cammy. I play lead guitar. Yeah, that's pretty much me.
I'm in a job interview.
So next would be JKLKL Kim.
My name's Kim, and I'm the singer. I do the vocals. So the front man.
Beautiful. Luke?
Yep, I'm Luke. I'm the drummer. I sit there going boom, boom, the occasional ting, ting.
Whether it's hot or cold.
Yes.
That's pro speak for beating your skin. I like it. I like it a lot.
I'm Will, and I play bass and occasionally sing. Not very well, but
have a crack, son. You do it amazingly. And I will extend a welcome to Will, because you are the newest member of Dangerous Curves. Is that correct?
that is correct. Yeah, probably a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I think it was 2018. I rolled in. So
hold on. You went, hey boys, I'm here.
Yeah. That's it.
Pretty much. He's a bit of a bully, but
So he put you into submission. Is that how he got in?
well, he's still here, isn't he?
Throwing some fists around, I'll get the gig as your triangle girl. Maybe if I, get aggressive enough.
Yeah, give you an audition.
I suck. You don't want me. Right, we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you guys and what's going on. So we'll start with the most recent what's going on. The most recent what's going on is you dropped a single called Good and the Bad. Would I be correct in saying that?
Yeah.
And that was, am I correct in saying that was the first single from the new upcoming album?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so what made you roll with this one as your out of the gates introduction to our new music?
Who wants to take this one?
Okay. Yeah, I think
Cammy?
Yeah, why not? I think it just had more of a universal sort of sound that people that weren't into hard rock could relate to. Obviously, we're influenced by the softer sort of rock bands of the era, like Bon Jovi and Poison. And yeah, sort of resembled that, I guess. Yeah, we just wanted to be played on mainstream radio, really.
Basically, it was purpose to broaden the fan base a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we thought stuff it, we'll see how it goes, and it's actually doing really well. It's doing really good.
Yeah, I think when I the first sort of draft of the song, sort of even before it had come together, like just heard bits and pieces here. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be really good. I think this song, and as it turns out, it's the first single, so I think it turned out all right.
It was almost a throwaway, actually. We did have it like it's been around for a couple of years, and we sort of like the lyrics and stuff that were written for it, and you know the theme of the song. It was almost one of those like, you know, am I allowed to swear on here, or do you want to keep it PG? Fuck this song, we'll fuck it off. And then, you know, when we were jamming, it sort of come back in a little bit while we were jamming around, and Cammy he basically said, man, this song's too good to throw away, let's revisit it. So we revisited it and, you know, sort of done a few changes, you know, added a few bits and pieces here and there. Before we knew it, it was sort of like, shit, this is fucking like, yeah, we might need to hold on to this one. So we're lucky we did. Thank you, Cammy. Thank you, Cammy.
Wow, Cammy! Woo!
Well, it's had about 3,000 views already as of today, hasn't it?
Yeah.
On YouTube, yeah.
I haven't counted today, but pretty much every other.
We've had a break from the notifications for the last 2 days. There's been a lot of stuff coming in, but yeah, it's been good fun, mate.
Awesome.
Now, as one who hasn't had the pleasure of listening to the new album yet, so I'm just going to have to be patient on that. So I can't comment about the other songs, but your lyrics are typically very naughty and very cheeky. And while this song is a rocker, it's almost the closest thing to a ballad lyrically you guys have got. Am I right or wrong in that assessment?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely something new for us, I reckon.
There's a little bit of cheek in there, you know. Like the second verse, it says sort of, you know, oh shit, where are the lyrics? Yeah, it says, you know, first night, second night, get to the fourth, no need for a fifth because she's just another ball. You sort of know what that, and it's basically saying, you know, the strangers provide a little warmth, but all I do is compare them to you, they just won't do. And then it says, yeah, first night, second night, get to the fourth, no need for a fifth because she's just another ball. She's bored. But, like she's a bore to us, but you can get the gist, yeah? Like, yeah.
You can replace that with another word.
Yeah. It's more of a feelings kind of song, yeah, instead of, you know. Yeah.
That was the first thing that hit me. I'm like, oh shit, this is deep. Is it the album sort of flow in that flavor, or is there a lot of the cheeky stuff that we know and love? What would you say is upcoming for us on the new album?
I'd say a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Still got some cheek.
yeah, it's still got some cheek in it, but there's definitely a evolution as well. I think we've really worked hard on progressing as a band, and I think Kib's lyrics have gotten a bit better. Like they were already insanely good, but yeah, we've been working at it. So
I think it's more, you know, the tongue in cheek and stuff. Maybe just turned it a little bit more classier than, you know, straight in your face kind of thing. Like, don't get me wrong, like, there's still a few songs there where you just sort of like, this motherfucker, like, or, you know, these guys. But yeah, like these songs feel a bit more, you know, not necessarily to the point. It's a bit kind of like, you know, around the edge, a little bit more serious in saying that sort of. The next single that we've got coming out, "Living for the Now," there's a bit of cheek in that. There's a little bit of cheek in that, talking about bathroom stalls and stuff.
Dropping this Friday. Do I have that correct? The 2nd of July?
Yeah.
So is that available for pre-order, or do we just have to wait till Friday? How does that work?
Yeah, so pre-saves are ready to go. You know, on our socials and that, our link tree is there. Basically, if you go to our link tree, you get everything you need to know or find from Dangerous Curves. And Yeah, we've got in the comments section of all of our upcoming posts, you can find them sort of thing. It's all there. We pretty much put it in your face as much as possible to make it as easy as we can. So
it's what you want. I don't want to have to fucking go on a hunt to find something. Shove it in my face. I love it. Put it in my face. Fantastic. So Dirty Right was a very cheeky, naughty little album. Like the whole album was just cheek, and I adore it. I love it. So it sounds like you've evolved with this album. Sounds like maybe your music has evolved, although I was very happy to still see the guitar going on because I fucking love the guitar cam.
Yeah,
it sounds like you've evolved as well. Has there been life experiences that have occurred that have just made you grow up a little bit, or was it just a time to shift gears somewhat? Still be you, but shift a little bit.
Like Cammy said, a bit more universal. Like it's a hard game trying to score, big shows and stuff. So, not necessarily writing songs specifically for that reason, but writing songs to be a bit more attractive to people. So then, you get your counts up, you get your streams up for then festivals and stuff to go, who the fuck are these guys? Like, look what's going on here, to then get us to those bigger shows and stuff, because like you can only sort of play so many little bars before you go, fuck, it's just the same old shit now. Like, you want to progress, you want to get somewhere else, So, yeah, there was a bit of a planned process with the writing of these tunes. Like we did work hard on them, and like, I know that COVID came about, but in a sense, we might have been a bit lucky at that, like, not lucky, but like sort of blessed of that break of time between shows and all the rest of it, where you could sort of just say, well, COVID's around, we can't do fuck all anyway, but actually hone on these trackings and, really nail down, really fine tooth comb the shit instead of like, all of a sudden you've done 2 gigs and you're like, fuck, this weekend we're supposed to be going into the studio. Fuck, I haven't even got lyrics written for half of that song yet. Like, it's at least we got prep. We were well prepped for this one. So I think that sort of shows when you listen to the album, it's kind of like, fuck, like, yeah, we're pretty happy with it. We're pretty happy with it.
That's awesome. How long have you been cooking this one up for? How long have you been working on the songs and the lyrics and the sound? Like, sounds like, as you said, you're very well prepared, thanks COVID.
Some of the songs have been around since tracking So Dirty Right, really. Some of them were in the works then, a few years back. So it's been,
2 or 3 years.
But a few of them have been around a while. And Good and the Bad was one that we sort of brought back from the dead, which, would have been around probably just as long. And some we probably finished in the studio at the same time. So
So sort of probably like 35% of songs have been around for a while, and then the other 65 have sort of been in the last 6 months kind of thing. And and so because when did we finish tracking?
Well, I did bass sort of. You did drums March last year?
Yeah, so I finished tracking drums I think a couple of days before the first lockdown started. The boys pretty much just kept going up and recording their bits whenever we could sort of get a break, get up to Melbourne.
It's been good though. We did a lot more. Well, I'm not sure how it went down with So Dirty Right as much, but I think it seems we did a lot more pre-production on this one. So we went in with Chris, sort of did a few scratch tracks on the guitar, got a vibe for how things were sort of going to sound and where we sort of wanted to go with it. So like Kim was saying, there's a lot more sort of, I suppose, preparation that went into it to really make sure we could make it as good as we can.
And did you go with Chris again, or did you try something different?
It's got to be Chris. He's so good at what he does. We'd be stupid to go with anyone else at this stage, I think.
Yeah.
And plus, he's a great dude. Like we call him our friend now as well. So it's a win-win. Yeah.
Everything that guy touches is magic. Go, Adrian.
100%.
For a second. Yeah, no. I just want to quickly jump in. We've got a few people saying hello to everyone. So Nudes, our good friend Nudes, is saying hello to everyone. So is Alan Cartwright. He's saying hello to everyone. It's awesome. Best guys. Damon Brown jumped in when you were talking earlier on. He said nothing wrong with beating the skin. Bit of fun for everyone. Benjamin Payne, our good friend Benjamin, he's jumped in to say, hey, it's very cool. Darren is saying, very catchy first single for you guys as well. And Alan's also saying the songs are great. Benjamin, when you're talking about the swearing, stuff size as well. And into the talking about maturity a little bit, innuendo-filled arena rock being a thing there. So there we go. And apparently subtitles are killing Benjamin because they're running across the bottom of the screen, but there's not much I can do with that, unfortunately. I just wanted to jump in with a question because what you're talking about there, I mean, how long have you guys been a band now overall? Sorry, just to recap.
7 years?
6
6 years.
6 years, yeah.
And you had an EP first. You're about to release your second album.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I went actually through and listened to the EP and the album today before doing this one. And even from the EP to the album you had, and now the new one coming up, there's some maturity that's crept in. And it sounds like on this one, it's been a deliberate shift from you guys as well. But how much of that is the conscious shift into, you want to make it more accessible, but also how much of that is just sort of organic into your stories sort of change because of the different experiences over the last 6-7 years?
Well, it's like, I don't like, with So Dirty Right, I think it's more so discovering new music as well and sort of listening to, like, really honing in because, like, back when we were a band, like, Motley Crue was one of our big ones that we fucking loved. But, like, and to pull that off, it was kind of that sort of style. It didn't sort of seem to fit well with us as a band, but with our certain style, like, we're a bunch of Americans, but like to dress up and, sort of do makeup and all the rest of it, it's kind of, it didn't really feel suited. So I think with like these songs that we've written on the new album, like they're still like, we're not getting too far away from it, but it's just a little bit more of a cleaner way of writing, that like, like you listen to some of the old classics and like it's, like I said, just a bit more tongue-in-cheek, but a bit more hidden classiness to your approach on things instead of straight to the point. It takes someone to listen to the lyrics and go, oh, these motherfuckers, like cheeky bastards.
Yeah.
So there's no blow my whistle on this album. Is that what I'm hearing?
We're trying to be close to that.
Probably I like it, I suppose.
Yeah, I like it. Maybe.
What's it? What do you like?
Just hear it. Just wait till you hear it. Pre-order. And you got to get yourself a vinyl too, because this is the first vinyl run, and they sound fucking amazing. It sounds so good.
I'm so fucking excited for that. That was actually one of my comments that I wanted to talk about was vinyl. But like when you were sort of saying how you're changing your approach, still being true to you. Vinyl, fuck yeah. So excited. What led to this? This is fabulous.
Oh, yeah, I'm a vinyl nerd. I just love the sound of it and the look of it. And it's always been a dream to be actually on a record. Like, it's just, we got the test pressings a couple of weeks ago and we were all just frothing like the whole time. Like, it was pretty, like, I teared up just about listening to it.
Wow.
Like,
You can't tell them.
So you did the separate master for the CD or digital versus vinyl as well?
Yeah.
Cool.
And it was bloody expensive, so.
Stop boring.
Tell your friends.
Don't worry, when I get
Oh.
vinyl and crowd little stand happening over there. Can you hear me?
You're back, Nikki. It's okay. You just came back. You had the whole Johnny Mnemonic thing or the Matrix thing where you're sliding down into the digital thing for a moment. That's all. So for a moment. It's all good.
Right. All right. So you don't have to answer this, but fuck it, I'm going to ask anyway. Is this like, Cammy, you kind of said putting out vinyl expensive, yes. So is this self-funded for you guys? Do you get help from anyone? Do you have a Patreon? How does this work?
No.
Crowdfunding, or do you just do it yourself?
Oh, this is all self-funded. Like we're all tradies.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's all self-funded, but I think because on a business side of things, we've sort of really we've had a bit of mentoring as well, and to do it as a business rather than just making CDs and trying to sell as many as we can. We've definitely done like a map out of this is how much it's going to cost, this is how many we need to sell, and like. Yeah, like as from a business point of view, we were able to afford it basically. Like we were pretty confident that these ones were going to sell. So with the price that it was and how much it all sort of cost, I think we're sailing pretty well on the way to getting our money back. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So with that, have you thought about shopping this one around to any labels at all, or are you still wanting to stay independent, or what's your avenue in that regard?
I think it's just a matter of like what we can get out of it or what they can offer us really. Like
there's been a little bit of feedback that we've gotten, and it's kind of like a this or that way kind of thing, and it's kind of like, well, it sounds like unless the labels are really, really keen, or unless you just want one of them bands that just wants that stigma of band signed kind of thing, they don't really. If you're lazy, then yeah, they'll help you out a little bit, but you can do it all yourself these days. It's not that hard. So,
I think for me it would be more, it would be in terms of if the label can sort of put us somewhere we can't get to ourselves, like.
Yeah, reach.
And especially with things like distribution, like with COVID at the moment, the way shipping costs and everything have gone up and just have affected everyone. And I think to send our merch overseas is just skyrocketed. So, there's things like...
What we really need is a booking agent. A booking agent is what we need. Yeah. Because we tried to get organised and do an East Coast tour and stuff, especially in like the hard hitting period of COVID. And, as soon as you said, I'm from Melbourne, they're sort of like, it's like, oh, well, fuck this, man. I'm fucking
So with the DIY attitude, do you think that it's you're a fair way into it now? You're about to drop your second album. Is it a really rewarding experience doing it the way you're doing it, though? Are you enjoying the process?
Yeah, for sure.
I've definitely learned a lot. I can't say it hasn't been stressful at times, but I think everything I've learned has been something that I've probably needed to know anyway. And
because Will's the baby in the band, he knows computers the best, so he does the computer shit. And I'm on the phone going, do this, no, do that. You got to do it like this. But we make it. It's a team effort here, though.
Yeah. Because the social media posts. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, if he knows how to use the tools, we both sort of put our heads together, we can get it done, man. It's just a little bit of extra time, but yeah, that pays off when you put up a post, but and you see where the reach of it's gone. It's kind of like, fuck yeah, it's all starting to go that way, which is really nice. So, especially awesome. Like COVID, the COVID, we didn't post for fucking ages, and then you post something, you get like 5 likes. You're like, fuck this. But now working about algorithms, like learning about algorithms and stuff, you got to make them interesting. You got to make something good to look at, all that sort of shit. Instead of going like, a couple of words and sharing the same post or whatever. There's different ways of how to do things. So yeah, it's all just a game plan, basically, isn't it?
Yeah. For sure.
No, it's a tricky game, that one. But I noticed that your Facebook and Instagram feeds, the posts are pretty much mirrored to each other. So it's a deliberate tack, of course. Then.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Well,
there's a little bit of variation in terms of obviously how something will look on Facebook compared to how it will look on Instagram. So there's a little bit of play there, but for the most part, it's trying to just keep it as clean as possible. Instagram obviously likes it a little bit more square or whatever you might do, and just being, really honing in on that. Like,
and in terms of Instagram as well, there's a plan of attack that we're sort of getting in play with, using IGTV and stuff as well. So, there's a lot of people that will use Facebook and then won't touch Instagram, which is they're sort of like the older crew, whereas the younger crew are all over Instagram. So,
Nikki and I were just saying that tonight.
Like my daughter, all about the IG, mate. She don't give a fuck about Facebook. She really doesn't. Right, whereas I'm a bit of a bogey, and I'm a bit, Facebook's a bit more user friendly, and Instagram I'm very slack on. So I was telling Andrew I need to get my game on.
Yep.
All right, you appeal to everyone. So I'm excited. So this album is very well thought out, very well prepared. There's a lot of growth and evolution. For people like me who are going to buy it and people who are going to come and see your show and stuff, I'd love to hear from each of you individually. What's your favourite song on the new album, just the new album? Even if we haven't heard it, it doesn't matter, because when I listen to it, I'm going to remember what you say now. And why? Why is this particular one your favourite? So I'll start on the order of the way I see you. So Luke, right in the hot seat, babe. What's your favourite track on the new album and why?
To pinpoint one, probably almost have to say Pieces of Your Love. I think it's called on there. Is it last it's just I love all the tracks on there. There's sort of something for everyone, but that's probably one of the two heavier ones, which is a bit more.
So you get to beat it more furiously. You're boom, boom, ting, ting.
Yeah, you've heard that one, Nikki. I sent it through to you.
Oh! Yes! Good. Boom, boom, ting, ting. Kim, yourself, same question.
It's hard. So the Acoustic Jammer or maybe Nightmare Games.
Yeah.
I don't know, Nightmare Games is because it's a bit of a novelty track. Like, it's like the lyrics are written. I'm not going to give too much away, but the lyrics are written on sort of like a villain from back in the 80s. So that just the lyrics are sort of turned, and it almost has like a Disturbed kind of vibe about it because the lyrics we got down real grainy with them and stuff. So yeah, that's a fact, because you put that on, I like that song.
There's a bit of a theme to it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Will?
My favourite's probably sort of towards the back end, I think. But if I had to pick one, I like the track Foolish Appetite. It was sort of it was one of the first songs I probably heard coming into the band. And it's just, it's stuck with me the whole way.
And last but definitely not least, Cammy, what's your vibe?
Probably the single. I'm probably the more like pop influence in the band.
Give him the other one then.
There's another one called In Those Eyes as well. It's really catchy and poppy as well. But awesome. It's cool.
Nice. Well, Nikki, I'm just going to quickly cut in because we got an audience question on the tracks. Why didn't you include Take My Money on the album from Darren Humphrey? So why was that one apparently not there? What happened to that?
It was actually, I think we originally were going to. Yeah. It was originally, this was before we had all the songs written. We originally had it slated to be on this album. But it was just that time where we hadn't really released new music since So Dirty Right, and we needed something, and that song was ready, and I think we were all just really vibing it, and it actually, in retrospect, I think worked out well for us. Like, it's a bit of a feature track just to break it up in between.
Yeah, well, we did we did its own merch run and stuff. I did a single launch for it and all that. So, and I think at the time we were sort of testing waters with, there's a lot of bands that'll just release singles and stuff on the Spotify end, and that it's really getting on playing fields with how to work Spotify as well. So, when when we released that, like that's our, like, compared to Art of the Heart, which has probably got a year and or 18 months on it, like it's like nipping at the ankles of the streams on Spotify. So it sort of showed us like, you know, to release a single here and there, like, you know, all you need is one song for people to hear to then visit all your other shit. So all your other songs. Sorry.
No, that's cool. I'm a big believer in that being a process. Releasing more stuff more often, as hard as it is, it does give everything a kick while you're doing it.
Yeah.
He tears a hamstring.
Any more questions from the audience, Andrew?
Just a quick one here. Just running back to the social media stuff. Benjamin jumped in before. Is Dangerous Curves on TikTok? Hey, what are your thoughts on TikTok? What seems to talk about this social media stuff?
Me and Kim have spoken about it very briefly, but I think we're just sort of. I'm still trying to get my head around it. Like I know, like I've got it, I use it, but just I think at this point we're still trying to figure out how we go about using it and sort of the pros and cons of using it, and how that content would differ from all of our other socials.
Like what can you use TikTok for that's you can't already use with YouTube and, you know, IGTV? Like it's just an extra thing to have to worry about, basically. Like it's always going to be on more platforms and stuff, but you know, like
I think we're still getting our foot in the door with figuring out how to really work all these other platforms, and especially, you know, YouTube and stuff like that. So it's all kind of a learning process. You know, once we get that down, we may venture over to TikTok, but
we might team up with a couple of young lads and they just use our tunes for everything that they do, and then we can do it that way.
See if we can start those trends, like Bill driving around in the golf buggy with the ocean spray or whatever it is. See if we can get a couple of our songs on some of those.
Yeah, it's definitely worth pursuing because it does have the one of the highest organic reaches of all the platforms out there. Just so you got a heads up on that one. Got another question here from our good friend Nudes. I'm going to throw this one randomly in while Nikki's internet gets a bit more settled again. How was it supporting Fozzy, and was Jericho cool? How was that for you?
That was actually my personal favorite gig that we've ever done.
Okay.
Cool. Just because of the amount of people that we got to play in front of, it was just like,
it was a different crowd.
Yeah.
Very different crowd. Like, you know, obviously they're, you know, WWE or WFC or whatever. But they're, you know, they're chanters. Like, they chant. And, you know, there was one point there where mid-set and there's people just like, Dangerous Curves. There's like 500 of them going, Dangerous Curves. And we're all going, fuck, this is all right. This isn't bad. Make sure we're at the front table after this.
Yeah.
I'm killing it merch.
It's awesome.
Yeah, no, like that was really fun. Like, but there was a sort of deal that we weren't allowed to meet him, but I broke the rule. I went up and met him. Tried to drag him out to come and party, but I'll tell you what, he's a lot shorter than anybody thinks. Like he's just like fucking here. Listen.
That's saying something come from Kim as well.
He's only a little bloke. He's big, like he's buff, but he's just like, and he looks like he's copped a couple in the face when you're up close to him with no makeup on. He's definitely copped a few squishes on that mat or whatever. Springboard.
Yeah, it was a great show. Really. Like I think that was probably my first time playing Max Watts, and just the sound there is unreal. You know, the foldback's incredible. Having side fill, having a sub actually next to me, you can hear everything.
Yeah,
that definitely made a big difference for me.
Silverback, like Silverback's got us on a couple of his shows, and like, you know, if he didn't put us on, we wouldn't have played to a crowd like that. Like, you know, kudos to him for helping out the locals and stuff. He does do the thing, you know.
Yeah.
He puts you in a position where we can make, you know, $1,000 on merch table. Like it's, you know, we're either going to do that with like a really big important gig, or you know when you're riding a wave somewhere, but like just out of the blue, bang, never seen us before, and then we're selling shit like crazy. It's like, fuck, this is good. Like open their eyes a bit to what's possible as well. So
yeah.
But going back to like pub gigs after that was pretty hard.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Those 50 or 60.
What was that, Nikki?
I'm sorry, my fucking internet dropped out. Fuck you, Aussie Broadband. I'm on my mobile phone fucking internet now. Were you talking about the home brewed gig? Is that what you were talking about before I came back?
No, the first gig.
Fozzie, Nikki.
Oh, Fozzie. Oh, yeah, right.
But the home brew, because with the new single, we're getting the clip ready, and we were thinking of places to film it, and we just kept coming back to Max Watts, that stage, the way it looks, that's high off the ground, like you get some sick angles, and we're like, fuck, So we're actually in the motions of booking like a five band act to try and get as many people in there and do the filming process in there. And basically, as we were getting to that point, it's like, oh, what date do you want? We're talking to the booker and stuff. And then Danny from Silverback messaged and said, oh, we've got a gig at, Home Brewed at Max Watts. We really want you on it. And I was like, fuck, like that's like a week out from when we wanted to book this one to film it. So I ended up saying to Danny, I'm like, oh, well, do you mind if we bring a film crew and stuff in? And he said, yeah, no, that's sweet, do that. Kill two birds with the one stone sort of thing. And we had, I think we did like a 20-minute set because we originally thought that it was going to be 30 minutes, and then it sort of got cut down. I'm not sure what was a few of the first bands got their times. Well, I think everyone did, didn't they? They sort of got some time cut. So in the end, we had 20 minutes, and so we were using the time beforehand, like shooting our friend Katie coming down the stairs, doing all the little bits and pieces. And then up on stage, the last shot of like the hug and stuff in the video for Good and the Bad, we had one shot of that. So let's get into it and do it. And it turned out so that live footage from the clip is actually that gig. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not about to insult someone, and I wear glasses and I'm blind as a bat. So there's my caveat. Is Katie the same girl in Art of the Heart, or is it a different girl?
Nah, different girl.
You know what? I'm glad it was the girl amongst us that asked that question, not any of the guy.
Ask that question. They're both hanging. It's irrelevant. Both beautiful women. I'm blind. That's what I'm going with right now. But the film came out really well. So it was a really good call to use the Max Watts stage. The lighting's fucking sensational. Big stage. Looks really good. It came up really well.
And Strongman Pictures, like kudos to him for doing what he did and how he put it all together and stuff. Like, fuck, he's like, they're true professionals, them guys. Like, if you're a young band looking to get a clip done on a reasonable pricing, Strongman Pictures, they're like now, book him now. Because I think he'll probably get scooped up and get really booked up shortly, I think. So, he'll
from the clip, the in-studio stuff where you're bouncing around, because that's not Themelco studio. So where'd you get that at?
It'd be nice if it was Themelco. It should be Themelco studio.
I agree, but yeah.
That was at a joint here in Geelong. Don't Poke the Bear studio. So Oxygen Music, they use it as like a learning, like a teaching sort of facility.
Cool.
Yep.
Teaching engineers and all that. And we went in there and tracked what did we track? Club or something?
Couple of demos, yeah.
I think we tracked Club Mile High and a couple of them ones in there for So Dirty Right. And when we went in there, we were like, holy fuck, this joint's like kidded. Like it's amazing in there. You look at the outside and it's like rusted fucking, tin panels and shit on the outside. Tiny little sign. Then you walk in there and you're like, holy fuck, it looks like a Bon Jovi's fucking like film clip. Yeah. So we thought, we want to snag that for the film clip. So yeah, the space, that was really fun to. It was fun to record it there too. Like just the filming sides of things. Like that was good.
Who's the desk going? Come on, boys. I think one more in you. Who was on the desk at the start?
Dave Weir. He used to do our sound at the Barn Club here. So whenever we play, it'd be like, is David doing our sound? Yes, he is. Shit up. Like, he knew our shit. Like, he knew how to make a sound. So, and so we asked, and we knew that he worked there. So we sort of hooked up and, basically said we want to use the studio. So we come down and, we said, oh, you want to be in the clip because we need someone to fucking control these boards and that. So it started off with him saying yes, and then all of a sudden it's like he's going around the room going, make sure all the amp lights and shit are on because there's going to be those people on YouTube going, it's not even plugged in. Like, it got a little bit OCD there for a minute.
Turned into like a running joke for the whole day.
So Mike's falling out of the lead's falling out of the mic.
Cool.
Fun play confession time. So because we need to talk about your next gig before we run out of time. Confession time. I'm going to confess something, and then I'm hoping one of you are going to answer something that will be a confession for me. So my confession, I did something at a Dangerous Curves gig that I have never, ever done before at a gig, whether it's local or international, and I don't plan on doing it again, but I was very drunk. I threw an item on the stage one night. Not something I normally do. May have kiffed a brary. Soz about that. That's not a dirty confession, but lots of people saw it. It's Dave's fault. Dave Metal Life. He was egging me on to do it. Now, this is time for you boys.
Yeah, we got him back.
Yeah, you did. You got him back good.
Have a sweaty shirt.
Or half Dave, so scarred from your gigs, I tells you. Now, this is a set list, and it's from a gig at the Rockstar Bar, which was a long time ago. And the majority of the set list is songs actually from So Dirty Right, which is interesting. There's a lovely penis with the word smooth on the set list. And I treasure it. I think it's fabulous. I just happened to steal it. No one drew that for me. I stole it. And that was the bonus. That was, hang on. Anyway, confession time. Who drew the penis? Who is embarrassed?
What does it say on it?
It says
Smooth.
It could have been Ziggy though.
I do. I fucking knew you were going to throw Ziggy under the bus. He's not here to defend. I blame it on Ziggy.
I think it's amusing how he started off talking about the maturity of the band. And we go to that.
Like we said, we didn't get too far away.
Well, that was actually the prelude. And Andrew, I'm very glad you mentioned that because clearly I have had some fucking great times at Dangerous Curves gigs. And I know I will continue to do so. We have a gig. It's coming up. It's Friday the 16th of July. It's my mum's birthday. I love you, Mum, but I'm going to be drunk and partying on. A bit of a gig clash. I had previously committed to going to another gig. And then this came up. And I'm coming to yours. So all right in the world. You have an absolutely killer lineup, and it couldn't be any more perfect for this night. You've got the Ablaze boys and you've got the Shotgun Mistress boys. So two bands that are going to fit extremely well with your vibe. What can we expect from this gig? Can we buy the vinyl at this gig?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Even if I didn't have a ticket, I'd come to buy the vinyl.
And if we don't have the vinyl at that specific date, we'll just give, like the IOUs that they do on, the Dumb and Dumber out of the briefcase. We'll just give you a purchase certificate and you'll get it. You'll get it.
What the IOU should be is that signed photo you're talking about you're going to give to everyone that buys the vinyl. That's the IOU.
Yes. How the fuck did you hear about that? Oh, the posts.
Yeah, that's what social media is good for.
Yes, again. Will, that was you, I'm sure.
Me? What did I do?
The post?
Which one was that?
The one about the sign.
Oh, that's not-
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was like an extra. We thought an extra of like, you know, because we were thinking of signing the actual album, like the slip, the insert. Yeah. And I sort of thought, nah, maybe save that for when they come to a show, they can bring their vinyl along and get it signed by us if they want it signed. But just as an extra additive, like it was for the like to get down the digital download. Yeah. But also, yeah, just a signed A5 picture of us, like proper quality. Yeah, like a proper picture with, you know, all of our signatures on it, like just as a little extra.
Thank you.
Yeah. Why not?
Cool. No, it's all good. Whatever works, man.
All pretty in there.
What, boys? Are you excited? Are you ready to get on stage and tear us a new one?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be good. Yeah. As soon as we're done here, we'll go back to playing a few more songs. And...
we're in the middle of practice at the moment, so
yeah,
they're like, we're sounding good. We're sounding good.
Very cool. Just going to quickly jump into a few more comments while there's a little bit of a moment here. Rawtism Keith has said hello, especially to Will, who was in Kill with one of you there as well. So there you go. What else? What? Don't know what Nikki's doing there. Oh, there we go. Fucking nice coming back.
Oh, there we go. The Kill. Yeah.
On the back of it.
All right, let's go to some old ground. The name Dangerous Curves from the audience. Benjamin Payne asked that. So where does the name of the band come from quickly?
Kevin.
That was me and Ziggy actually years ago. Again, being big Bon Jovi fans, Slippery When Wet, the whole, you know, road sign, double entendre kind of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much where we got it from.
I heard a different story.
Okay.
Come on.
I heard one of many. So my one was, he said, because him and his girl collects vintage Playboy mag.
Okay.
And he one of the you know, the stories or whatever, and it was the header was Dangerous Curves, but you know, for the story. And when I asked him, he told me that, I'm like, yeah, we'll roll with that.
Playboy for the articles. That is well renowned. We all know this.
Yeah, that's it. It's the only thing that's worth looking at in there, actually.
Here we go. David Lee Daniel jumped up to say, looking forward to sharing the stage. Fingers crossed. So that hopefully is all going to plan there. We'll see what happens with that one. Yeah. Benjamin also asked if you've toured New Zealand, but I don't think you have toured New Zealand, have you?
Nah.
Be nice.
No, not yet. That's, you know, like we've been touching base with the radio station down there, and he's been giving us some good little contacts and stuff to, you know, places to play and that. So they're called Chaos FM.
Oh yeah, yep.
So yeah, he's actually featured a couple of the new songs on their radio station. I think it was just the other day he featured a couple on there. And so, like I said, like there's been a lot of like radio plugs and audio that we've had to sort of you know, record going, hey, this is Dangerous Curves and you're listening to Good and the Bad on such and such radio. We should film that shit and then post it and say, look at what we
Totally true.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Random question. Damon Brown has gone, is that one of those Tiger Pattern electric blankets in the background?
No, it's not electric. It's just a...
It's not electric, but if you rub it fast enough, it can cause a bit of
Nice. Michelle's jumped up talking about the social media stuff. Ever think of creating or organising a Facebook fan group like a few other local bands have done? Is that something that's on your radar to do?
Michelle Storm can start one if she wants.
Okay. There you go.
Michelle, do it. Oh, Brian, you know
I'll fucking do it.
He raises a really valid point, though. To be fair, and absolute credit to Michelle for that question, I'm personally in probably fucking 30 fan groups of bands. And most of them are local, I might add, and I'll drop a Blaze or Massive or Temptress or one of those kind of bands. And it's like, it's really cool. Well, of course we have one, but it's really cool. It's something a bit special, and you get a bit intimate. And like, I don't mean that in a weird ass way, but you just get something that's a little bit special. It is actually really cool. Awesome question, Michelle. You've been signed up, honey.
Thank you for taking photos for us as well.
No.
We know Michelle.
Oh, she's a fucking legend. I'm hoping I see her on the 16th. I'll be very sad if I don't.
She's already confirmed that she's got a ticket. So.
Yes.
Well, she's already saying in terms of this Facebook group that it's done. So look out for that one coming. Well, so there we go. A quick one.
Lucky boys.
A quick one here from Darren. He's gone, have you got any plans of how many other videos you're going to do? Seems typical to do lyric videos these days as well. So any plans to use Bryce again as well? So there's a few questions about video content for you guys when it comes to the songs.
Yeah, there's one that we're thinking about at the minute, especially, you know, with how good Strongman did, like Dan from Strongman. It's going to make it really easy to probably pump out, you know, a good 3 or 4 from this album, you know. And so it's like, you know, the storyboard and stuff, once we get that sort of sorted, then just go do a day shooting, get the shit done, then Dan works his magic, and we've got it. Like, so, yeah, there's definitely some coming in, but I think it was more so like the more so the thing that's really, that is really on our, you know, obviously we just released Good and the Bad.
Yeah.
Film clip and stuff, pushing the shit out of that. These other ones, yeah, like we had 2 weeks to record that film clip, but it was 2 different days, so 2 different weekends. And it was pretty much ready, like midweek after the last shoot. Like, so if it's that quick of a turnaround, fucking piece of piss. Like, we can get it done easy.
Nice.
Yeah. And yeah, there's a couple of tunes that we want to get some on. So yeah.
Nice. All right. I'm going to jump in with another serious one, though, before we do start to run out of time because we're getting close. So, Nikki, I'll go back to you in a second. But Into the Fire on YouTube just asked a question. Is there a tipping point for the band to quit if the COVID situation continues into next year and possibly beyond? So do you see yourself? No, I figured that'd be the response you were going to get there, the shake of the head straight away.
I think it's pretty much, you know, every other band's in the same boat as we are.
And, you know, if your heart's where it's supposed to be, that's where it is, man. It's not going to go away. Do you know what I mean? Like, and there's ways of doing it without having to play live and stuff like that. Like, you know, stuff like you're doing right now. Like, there's a whole new avenue now. So, you know, if people are just like, oh, this shit's too hard and, like, you know, I can't do it anymore, like, it can be for some, but, you know, if we were going to quit the band, we would have done it 3 years ago. Like, we've learned a lot in this. Yeah. Like, I have. Don't drink as much piss before you get up and play. Like, that was a big learning curve, actually. It took a long time too. But yeah, it's only like have 10 instead of like 20. You know?
Yeah, that's a good start. Cool. No, well, that's what I thought the answer would be, because most people that are in this sort of boat, we all know what we're in for. If you're going to stop because COVID gets in the way, then you're going to be falling over pretty quick. So, no, good to hear that, and I think that a lot of people are in the same boat. You'll find a way to persevere and continue on, which is good to see. We've done the same thing. It happens to everyone. All right, Nikki, what have you got left?
Honestly, I just got a random question, and Cammy actually kind of answered it for himself, but he can confirm his answer, and I want to hear it from all of you. So all 4 of you, I want to know the greatest single musical influence on you, maybe because of the instrument you play or just something you fucking dig. What is your go-to band? And I'll start in the middle with Will.
It's easy choice for me, Guns N' Roses. So when I was younger, I think they were probably one of the first bands that I was exposed to. My sister was a big Guns N' Roses fan, or is a big Guns N' Roses fan, and So when I was young, she got me onto them, and then I started playing bass early high school. Started hearing Duff's bass lines. I hadn't heard anything like it before. His tone, the growl, his bass, like all the gear I use is basically like Duff has used at one point or another, and it started out. Obviously, in high school, started out as an influence thing, like I've got to have all the gear that he has, and as it's progressed, I've just have stuck with the same gear the whole time and loved it.
Nice,
awesome. You love a lift and you love a lick. Your fucking guitar, God, love. Is it all about Bon Jovi for you, or is there someone who influences you?
Well, my first love was actually Van Halen. I've got the Van Halen tattoo there.
nice.
Stop it!
Yeah. I was pretty shattered when Eddie passed away. But yeah, I was the same with Will in high school. Like, it was just all about Eddie for me. And just obsessed over his guitar work and just the way he was. Obviously, John Bon Jovi's pretty much my other guy. So I'd say those two.
Beautiful. Very nice. Kim, what about yourself? Anyone, like, you got the gorgeous golden locks and the fucking stage presence. David Lee Roth is probably a bit too obvious. So you tell me from your mind, who inspires you or what do you dig?
What do I dig?
Yeah, dig. I said dig, not
The
dig.
smooth kind. Clearly the smooth kind.
Like from early memory and stuff. I don't know. Bon Scott's probably up there.
Nice.
Yeah, right.
What's up there? Like I grew up on all the Aussie fucking rock. Jimmy Barnes, but not so much. Like, Bon Scott had that fucking shit about him. But yeah, like, once I discovered Van Halen and David Lee Roth on YouTube and that, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? This is a paint the picture rock star kind of dude. Like,
Yeah.
that's why, but Bon Scott probably, yeah.
Nice. Ting ting boom boom. Like, I fucking love you for that, Luke. Love it. Who do you love? Whether it inspires you musically or just you dig? What's your vibe?
Now, not to copy Will too much, but Gunners was definitely my big thing that I found that got me into this sort of side of music. Just early on, hearing Appetite for the first time, it just blew my mind. And since then, it's just been, sort of got me into the hard rock side of things, I suppose, when I was young, and just ventured from there. But they were definitely my, entrance into the whole thing. So love them, and got one of Slash's tattoos, wherever that is. Okay, right?
Nice.
I wouldn't bother one anyway. So he's my fave. All started there.
I need to ask this question more often, Andrew. The
There's some social media content for you. I'll clip it and send it to you.
Watch out, ladies. All right, he's showing his thickness. Right, here we go. It's 8:29. It's almost time to log off. Seriously, given that you're in the middle of rehearsal tonight and you've done this absolutely to help us out, thank you so very much. We really wanted to talk to you. Really excited to hear the album in its entirety. Clearly, you're on a journey and you've grown and you've evolved, but you've still got the little bit of cheek in there, but your sounds are fucking amazing. Cannot wait to personally see it and hear it firsthand. Just wanted to say massive, massive thank you for your time tonight. I love you guys. I think you're awesome. Get on it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure. I'm going to put in the comments now for those paying attention. It is in the, if it's not, it should be in the description. If not, then it's in the comments now. The launch gig info is there. So it's Dangerous Curves at the Bendigo Hotel with Ablaze and Shotgun Mistress. That's coming up on the 16th. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Correct.
And the album is out the same day then, I assume?
17th.
17th. Okay, cool. So that's right, there we go.
16th
That's
is the show.
Yeah.
So get down early. Also, check out the new clip for the new single out there as well. Good and the Bad. It's a ripper. And all the stuff that you guys have done today has been fantastic. We've always loved you guys and reviewed you guys well on the show. So looking forward to hearing the new album very, very soon. And there's a few people in the comments saying they're going to be there, which is cool, and going to check you out. So all the links that people could need are in the description of this. So please check out the band, give them a follow, share the stuff around. There's a lot to enjoy for these guys already. If you can't wait for the 16th or 17th, there's already an EP and an album to go and check out. So get around it and show these guys some support because it's fantastic to be around. And yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. Also, thanks for playing one of those Whole Lotta Love gigs for us as well. It's fantastic.
Thanks for having us. It's been awesome.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you all
So
very
before-
much.
Just quickly, is there anything you want to say to the audience that are watching, just while you've got a platform to do so?
Check it out. We've got pre-orders. Go to our socials. Go and have a look.
Buy an album.
Yeah, buy an album. Keep an eye out for what our comments are. If you're into that feel good rock and roll, especially if you want to come and party, man, like we're fucking, we will play.
You do your drinking after, not before now.
Is it bad to say I'm practicing while I'm practicing kind of thing?
No, that's fine. That works as well. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, thank you to everyone for jumping into the comments tonight. It's been a lot of fun. We didn't get to them all. We never do. But thank you, everyone, for putting comments there as well. It's great to have people joining us, as always. Thank you for Nikki for taking the time to do another interview with us on a Tuesday night. Always good to chat and catch up with Nikki. She does a good job with these ones. So a bit of love there for Nikki as well. And especially a big thank you to Nathan's Curves. Got all four of you guys here in the middle of your rehearsal. So thank you so much for taking the time. And good luck with everything going forward.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Beautiful. Anything else, Nikki, or are we going to wrap it up there?
We're going to wrap it up.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining in. Yeah, we're going to say goodbye to the different platforms one at a time now, but we'll see you all very, very soon. But thank you all for tuning in. Bye-bye for now. We'll say goodbye to Twitter first. So bye-bye to Twitter. Give us a second. And then bye-bye to YouTube next. Bye-bye.